And with the biggest dose of irony ever, I have somehow managed to get my hands on 02B before 02A gets to me. Hey folks, Deano here again. And yeah, this is a review of Kamione 02B Muay Thai Fighter. Did I say that right? I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, as we all know, this is otherwise known as Krillin after he's trained with One Punch Man. No, I'm just kidding. 2 seconds and we'll jump cut, and I will fix him right now. That's better. Yeah, obviously this is Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, as seen in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. And yeah, I have the biggest dose of irony, apparently, because if anyone who has watched me for any length of time knows, when these were first announced, I was only going to buy the Super Saiyan Blue version. When I seen how good the overall mould was, I ended up ordering both. But yeah, the Z version is still at Chinese customs. I don't know what's going on, but at this point I have had to order another one just to make sure at least one of them gets here before the end of the month. So yeah, I ordered a second one from another store, Kang Toy Wholesale store. They came recommended by like another company. But yeah, hopefully at least one of them gets here. But in terms of this guy, what is there to say? Like, this guy is almost perfect. And I say almost because there's a few niggling issues, mostly due to like Kamione almost being too generous. That'll make more sense once we get to accessories. But yeah, I'm honestly, I don't think I've ever been as hyped for a figure release since I started collecting the Figuarts line. Like, being deadly serious, I don't know why. Like, I've always been more of a Vegito fan, but just the look of these figures is incredible. Like, genuinely it is. But yeah, I suppose we will take this guy off the turntable and take a look quickly at the boxes. So for the boxes, Kamione, or Tonson Art Toys, to everyone that knows them from back then, seem to be taking a page out of Kong Studios' Beast Deities book, in that they're now packaging everything separately in separate boxes and things like that. I assume after the overwhelming success of their Trunks figures that Bandai Tamashii may have paid them a visit, shall we say. So yeah, they're obviously trying to avoid various copyrights and such, which is fair enough. Like, as long as they can keep churning out figures, I will accept whatever box it comes in. But yeah, they also took a page out of Beast Deities' book by including the heads and stuff that come with it, which is quite a bizarre look. But yeah, we'll get into that shortly. In terms of this one, this is one the heads, faces, and the accessory piece came in. Roof 02B. Not sure what that's about, but hey, it's literally just a plain box with the name Roof on the front of it. So not much to see there. This one, Kamione 02B, Muay Thai Fighter, choking hazard, and a picture of definitely not Gogeta on the front of the box. And on the back, just exactly the same. Really not much to look at for the boxes. As I said before, I don't really care for the boxes per se, as long as it gets here. I know some people though like to display them, so yeah, if you're a box displayer, unfortunately this isn't going to be for you. But yeah, let's go on to accessories, which I'll probably have to do in 2 parts, because there's so much here. Make that 3 parts. I'll just quickly show this off and then never to be seen again. So these are the quote-unquote TIE Fighter parts that you get. I mean, clearly they're just been put into the box for the sake of it. But they are quite nice, I have to be honest. Pair of forearms with wraps on them. You obviously can't swap out the hands, they're all one piece. Very basic, but I am impressed that they actually took the time to paint them, even if they are just copyright avoidance, basically. But yeah, they pop on and off the same way that the Trunks forearms did. So I am curious to see if these work on Trunks and vice versa. So yeah, we also get the TIE Fighter head, which, yeah, again, nicely painted. Like, they could have quite easily left this bare plastic and pretended otherwise. But yeah, it's got the 6 Shaolin marks, or Buddhist marks, that Krillin has. Although this guy does have a nose, so it's clearly not Krillin. But yeah, decent enough. And probably make some for nice customs for people. But yeah, let's move on to the proper accessories. Whew, I actually managed to cram every accessory into the one section. You go me. But yeah, there is an absurd amount of accessories with this guy. And Kamione, surprisingly, even included extra pieces. Like, one extra piece that we knew was happening, and they actually included even more. Like, this, for example, the vest and like shoulder pads are already on the figure. I'm not taking them back off because, quite frankly, the shoulder pads terrify me, and we'll go over that more in a second. But yeah, they randomly decided to include more accurate coloured vest and shoulder pads, which is very much appreciated. Like, the ones that they were always showing him off with, sorry, they have more of a orangey tint to them. They're not quite orange. They're not like the Fusion Reborn version, but they just, if we can see the difference there, you can't really tell because we're on a black backdrop and such, but yeah, this has more of an accurate greeny yellow on the vest. So it's, yeah, very accurate to the Broly movie. In fact, I think the colours on this, the ones that come in the package by default, I think those are actually Dragon Ball Heroes colours. Like, I think it did have a warmer tint because it wasn't the Shintani style that Dragon Ball Heroes was animated with. It was like more standardized Dragon Ball sort of thing. But yeah, very, very happy that they included it, even though like the way they included it was just in a baggie behind the box. So it did get a little bit scuffed up on the vest there, unfortunately. It's not even scuff, it's a paint bleed from the black. Is it even paint bleed? Because I don't think it's painted. Like, unless for some ungodly reason they done this in the yellow plastic and then painted the black. But yeah, that is one of the issues we'll get to later. But yeah, as for the rest of the accessories, we get a ton. Like, we get 4 heads, 3 blue, 1 base form. So we get the standard blue, we get windswept blue, we get the Fusion Reborn style in blue, sort of more wavy style of hair, and it's also smaller, and the base form, which is the same sculpt as the standard blue one. And yeah, I had my reservations about the blue that they used. It came off quite light in photos and things like that, but it's actually a really nice colour of blue. Like, it almost matches the official Super Saiyan blue, obviously without the metallic sheen to it, which, yes, I will be making a video painting at least one of these hairs with the metallic blue spray paint, don't worry. I'll also be doing the same with the yellow one. So, yeah. Really, really nice that they included all that. The windswept one wasn't meant to be included, but Tonson decided just to do it anyway for reasons. Like, I'm not going to complain. It's more value. We get 10 different faces, 5 blue, 5 base form. The blue is stern face, smirk, the sort of smile that he does at the end of Fusion Reborn, that sort of happy smile, teeth gritted, and yelling face. Almost exactly the same with the base form, only difference being the smirk face is looking off to the side. I am not sure if the Fusion Reborn version, I'm not sure if the Fusion Reborn version is looking forward or not. We'll have to check that when we get that in hand. But yeah, really nice. We get 8 pairs of hands. So yeah, some of these are reuse from Trunks, but that is not really a bad thing. Trunks' hands were great, except the Ki Blast hands, they were quite small. But yeah, we get a pair of fists, pair of martial arts posy hands, pair of splayed open Ki Blast hands, pair of posy style hands, which you can either use for throwing the Soul Punisher, or also works as the sort of counter move that you used against Broly, to stop him from hitting him. Pair of grippy style hands, which I believe these were originally to hold Trunks' scabbard or sheath, but I think Tonson included these for like when Gogeta holds his vest, like the victory pose sort of thing. A pair of grippy Kamehameha style hands, a pair of Big Bang style Ki Blast hands, and a pair of Kamehameha style hands with pegs in them for the effect piece, which is an absolute pain in the backside. Tonson Kami 1, why on God's earth did you use pegs? Why didn't you just use ball joints for this? Like, it didn't help matters that one of the pieces was the hole was misaligned, misformed, so I literally had to cut the excess plastic out of it just to get it to fit together. It's a nice little effect, don't get me wrong, but yeah, that could have been better. Like, this could have quite easily just been the GT Kid Goku style effect with the extra swooshies and stuff, and it would have been absolutely fine. So yeah, something to bear in mind. We obviously have the 2 vests, one standard, one sort of in motion windy sort of effect, pair of the shoulder pads, a crossed arms, which I'm not too fond of. It's kind of undersized for the figure, to be completely honest. I won't even be trying it on in the review, sorry. It's an absolute pain in the backside to get on and off. Like, it's in the style you want, pegging into the shoulders instead of into the bicep, but it doesn't split apart. So you're basically wrestling with it the entire time. Plus, it doesn't look natural when combined with the vest. So yeah, kind of disappointed with that. We do get a halo as well for this one. Completely superfluous to this version of Gogeta, but they included it anyway. So it is an extra. And obviously, we also get the 2 vests in the more accurate colour scheme. Sorry, can you tell I've just got up? The guy delivered this literally like 8 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, I am still very tired. So, but yeah, that is it for accessories, which was quite a long one, I admit, but I apologise. But But yeah, let's finally take a look at the figure now. So, in terms of putting on his head and hands, just standard, we have a 3.0 style long peg that literally just pops the head into position like so. The faces go in superhero Gohan style, so they peg into the front bangs first, and then you just slot it all into the head, like so. And finally, hands are just your standard wrist pegs, although they are very, very nice. They are not overly tight. They are easy to pop on and off, which is always a bonus with wrist pegs. You can never be too careful with those. And yeah, just like that, Gogeta is ready to fight Broly and almost kill him. Let's try and fix the camera, shall we? I didn't expect him to look as tall. There we go. So yeah, what is there to say about this guy? He looks incredible. Like, this is probably as close as you will ever get to the Dragon Ball Super style for Gogeta. And I think what really sells it for me are the trousers, the pants, for those of you in America. Tonson's managed to make them look baggy, but also keep all the range of motion that you would associate with these style of figures, which, yeah, insane. Really, really insane. I really don't know how he managed it. I really don't. In terms of the colours of the figure, like I said before, they did include the more accurate colour for the vest. You can now see the difference a bit better on camera. This is that sort of warmer yellow that I was talking about. I think what I'm actually going to do is, because this is a nitpick, well, not even really a nitpick, it's kind of a massive oversight by Tonson. The shoulder pads. Why on earth, Tonson, are we using clear pegs for such a delicate part? Apologies, folks, went into a coughing fit there. Had to jump cut. So yeah, like I was saying, why on earth are we using clear pegs for the shoulders, which the shoulders have to freely move about without fear of them breaking? And clear plastic is notorious for being brittle. So why are we using it as a ball joint? This is the complete opposite issue I had with Imagine Vegeta from yesterday, from Black Hole Toys. Like, that peg was not going to move that much. There was no real risk of that breaking. This one, I'm going to be terrified every time I move the shoulders that this is just going to snap or shear clean off. Like, what are we doing? Why have we done this? I was even terrified putting them in the shoulders to begin with. Oh, God. But yeah, what I'm going to do is probably take the shoulder pads and just permanently stick them into the crossed arms if I ever want to use them. Because, yeah, I am not swapping the shoulder pads about. No way. Like, I'm not risking it. I would rather take a more inaccurate colour for the vest if I want to cross his arms. But yeah, other than that, the figure is pretty much perfect. Like, honestly. I've heard some people had a bit of trouble with the front bangs not fitting properly. I'm personally not seeing that issue. There's a slight gap at the sort of sideburn area there, but that's not really something you're going to notice. I'll be completely honest with you there. But yeah, only other nitpick I have, and this is really a nitpick, is the vest. I don't know what Tonson have used, whether it be black plastic with yellow paint. I believe it's the other way about, because yeah, there's already a little bit of rub on the torso for Gogeta, and I've barely moved this guy about. So yeah, didn't have that trouble with the Demonico Fit version. So yeah, not sure what's going on there. Really not sure at all. But yeah, everything else about the figure, absolutely fantastic. Like the sculpt, the proportions, even the height, I think is pretty much perfect. It may be a bit tall. I think it's about the same height as like Tonson's trunks. I'll bring that in at the end just to compare scales and things like that. But I feel you can actually get away with it this time, because I mean Gogeta's two people merged into one. Like it stands to reason he would gain a bit of height. But yeah, really like how it looks. In terms of articulation, we have really good articulation overall. Despite the vest, he can still look up a fair amount. He can look down pretty well. Side to side, pivot, swivel, all that jazz. The neck also has free movement in all those directions. Really nice. The shoulders, yep, you can see the pad is already moving about. You can get up about that far. That's with the shoulder pad attached. You can swivel all the way around. We get good butterfly, although surprisingly not as good as a Demonico Fits. Demonico Fit can get further than that. I believe that's because the vest is all one piece. It's not separated at the back like Demonico Fits was. Quite a few people complained about that, but you can't deny it helps articulation. Like, sure, it looks clean at the back. Fair enough. When are you ever going to display him looking at the back? Like, honestly, I would rather take the segmented vest and get more articulation out of it, to be completely honest with you. But it's still good range, in any case. I think once the Fusion Reborn version arrives, I'll try swapping the vest onto Demonico Fit, like the flowing vest sort of thing. I think that would look really nice, because obviously once the Tonson one arrives, the Kami one arrives, that one will be relegated to my effects shelf. So yeah. Bicep swivel, a little bit squeaky. That's probably the only squeaky joint on this entire figure. Double joint at the elbow, which is the sort of unique joint style that they included with Trunks, which means the forearm can also rotate independently of the bicep. Ball hinge at the wrist. The abs get some insane range back. That's some crazy arc backwards. Forwards, we get really good range as well. He can crunch quite well. Lots of pivot and swivels as well, which is really nice. Thankfully, Tonson taking a leaf out of Tamashi's book. This crotch piece is soft rubber. Not quite as soft as Tamashi's, but it still gets out of the way completely fine. So we get perfect splits despite the baggy nature of the pants. Really nice. And they don't even really impede on the sculpt of the crotch. We get a slight pull down with the 3.0, but not quite as much as Black Hole Toys. The thigh rotation, again, they have sculpted this perfectly. A lot of people don't like this sort of cap piece, myself included, because Tamashi keeps making it so they stick out quite a bit. Kami ones is perfect. It's seamless. Like, this is what this cap piece should be if Tamashii insists on continue to use it. Yeah, thigh rotation is also really well designed. The cap piece slots perfectly into the back side. He can kick forward really, really well. We can kick forward with that much. Sorry, folks, I keep instantly coughing. Be glad I'm managing to basically jump cut the video. Yeah, the rotation slots perfectly into the backside, which is really, really nice. Because of the soft nature of the leg, you can't kick up that far, which is really nice considering just how baggy everything is. Double joint at the knee, which, I mean, it looks a bit bad from the front, especially this top bit, but you can't deny the range you get. He can almost kick his own backside, which is insane, again, considering how baggy these pants are. They sort of copied Daima Goku in that the sock moves, although it's not just a hinge back and forward. It is actually a full-on ball joint in there, so you can maneuver it to whatever you prefer, which is really, really nice. That's insane levels of articulation there. The sock itself is a softer piece, and the feet are using legendary Super Saiyan style joints. So you push it back to get more backwards. Oh yeah, sorry, you push it back to get more forwards, and you push it forwards to get more back. You get really far back. That is really, really good. Ankle pivot is really good as well. That is insane range right there. And toe articulation is standard. So yeah, very, very nice. If there was one more nitpick I could say, is the sort of belt tie at the side, this flowing bit. Tonson really could have included just a standard lying flat tie, because it always looks as if it's in motion, even when he's not, which is, yeah, a bit annoying, to say the least. If I still had my 2.0 Gogeta Dragon Ball Super version, yeah, I would probably replace it. I would probably replace that one with this, just to make this figure look even more perfect. But yeah, overall, guys, this is a must-have figure. Like, 100,000,000%, you have to get one of these figures, whether it be the Dragon Ball Super version or the Fusion Reborn Dragon Ball Z. It doesn't matter. You need this sculpt in your life. And I personally cannot wait for the Super Saiyan 4 version. Demoniacal Fit, obviously doing their own, but now that I've got this sculpt in hand, yeah, let's just say I'm hoping to God that the head sculpt for Tonson's looks as close to GT as it can, because if it does, that would be the perfect figure, full stop. Like, honestly, you have no idea. So quickly, in terms of scale, we will move this guy to the side slightly and bring in this guy, which I just got from a Superbuy using Jianyu. And as we can see, a bit of a height difference in there. Which, I mean, it's not terrible. Like I said before, I can handle that. He's a fusion. He should be a bit taller in my opinion. But yeah. And in terms of Tonson's trunks, which is the last figure Well, I say that they done the Goku on the bike, didn't they? Which I didn't purchase. But yeah, as you can see, they are roughly the same height. So Tonson, or Kami 1, sorry, as I keep saying, they're clearly working off the same base mold for their figures, which is not a bad thing by any means. Like, the sculpt looks incredible, and they have come a long way since the quality control issues that plagued the Trunks figures. But yeah, honestly, I cannot rate this guy highly enough. I really can't. Whether you like the Fusion Reborn version or the Dragon Ball Super version, doesn't matter. Get the sculpt. Like, you need it in your collection. I'm saying it right now. But yeah, guys, link will be in the description. Hopefully to purchase this guy. I think it is sold out on Treasure Toys wholesale store, which is where I got this one from. I will try and find another trusted store that still has it in stock. But yeah, Z version, Super version, get them both. And look forward to tomorrow's video, which is the other Black Hole Toys Majin Vegeta. But it's also a very special video, which I hinted at in the previous video. So yeah, guys, make sure you watch that. Leave a like if you enjoyed, leave a comment, and until next time, guys, I'll see y'all later.